Establish radiant heart. 2 seed hands touch, outer elbows lifted. Narrowing at the waist, hips stay back behind your heart as you walk to your space. Finding lateral movement in your side bodies as you walk. Come to the back of your state, back of your space. Lift your heels, lighting up the back of your legs. Lower your heels, keep your knees bent, prayer hands, honoring your heart's capacity to grow. Hips go back, globe hands expand your back shoulders. 2 seeds lower, inhale, V-vector your arms, look up. Exhale, globe hands lower, outer elbows stay wide, dome hands on your knees, recovery pose, lift your heels, rotate your heels in. Touch down, dome, slide right, step back, crouching cat. Keep your heart resisting away from the earth. Knees touch down, and then coming to the top part of your thigh, lift your knees, top part of your thigh touches down, panther prep, panther pose, push down, keep your head above your shoulders, rib cage resisting away from the earth. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, walk your hands in, back to your space, back to your mat, tuck your toes, lift your hips, crouching cat. Hop to the front of your space, recovery pose, dome hands on your knees, lift your heels, expand your heart, V-vector your arms, inhale, look up, exhale, globe hands touch, outer elbows stay lifted, heart stays full, prayer hands honoring your heart space, capacity to grow, your expanded heart, inhale, globe hands, sit low, exhale, inhale, arms come up, touch, globe above your head, gaze up, lift your heels, touch your dome, hands down on your knees, recovery pose, hips back, heart forward, rotate your heels in, 45 degrees, Malasana, touch down, dome, slide right, hop back, crouching cat, bend your knees, send your heart forward, come down to your front thighs, knees go forward, hips go back, femur bones press to your hamstrings, pull your heels in towards each other, sits bones wide, widen your hands, push halfway down, keep your head above your shoulders, right ear to right shoulder, feet to the right, left ear to left shoulder, feet to the left, expanding your rib cage on each side. Lift your heart up, inhale, walk your hands in, exhale, tuck your toes, lift your hips, crouching cat. Pull your heart forward, hop forward, dome hands on your knees, recovery pose, and pause. Hips back, belly long, top of your head forward, V-vector your arms, ecstasy arms. Expanding your belly forward, lift your rib cage up, top of your head goes up, side body stay long, and pulse. Extending your belly long, soften your belly, lengthen your belly. On an exhale, squeeze your belly in, getting more length. V-vector your arms, lift your heels, rotate your heels in. Heart stays lifted away from the earth, dome, slide right, hop up, crouching cat, step back. Come down to your front thighs, left knee comes down, right knee comes down, front thighs, widen your hands, push down, come halfway down. Dome your left hand, right ear to right shoulder. Then dome your right hand, left ear to left shoulder. So you dome your hand by lifting your heart, your rib cage away from the earth. Outer elbows stay wide and forward, tuck your toes, lift your knees, crouching cat. Frog hop, hop to the front of your space, recovery pose, dome hands on your knees, lift your heels. V-vector your arms, hips stay back, belly long. Come all the way up, sky pose, little bend in your knees, keep your legs at wave leg, femur bones back and wide in your hips, heart's full, top of your head lifted up. Then interlace your fingers, index finger points up towards the sky, back of your heart stays wide. Press your wrists forward, your hips back, open up your belly and uncoil. So your top of your head and your tailbone going in the same direction and your rib cage lifting up. Come back to center, open up to seeds to touch for globe. Lift your heels, rotate them in, touch down, dome, slide right. Heart comes forward, straddle hop, crouching cat. Come down to your knees for panther. Switching side, right knee down first, left knee down first, then widen left hand first, then right hand first. Hips pull back as your heart pulls forward. Come halfway down, lift your right knee forward and wide. And bicycle, slow bicycle, knee forward, heel pulls towards your hip. Come halfway down, lift your left knee, pull your left knee forward and wide, and then bicycle, left heel towards your left hip. Touch your left knee down, lift up, walk your hands in, dome, slide right, tuck your toes, lift your knees, crouching cat, hop forward, recovery pose, dome, hands on your knees, lift your heels and pause. V-vector your arms. Ecstasy arms. Hips go back, heart goes forward, crescent to the right, and then rotate your heart up towards the sky. Right hand touches the outside of your left knee. Squeeze the base of your palm to widen your shoulders. And then come back to center and switch sides. Hips back, heart forward. Crescent to the left. Left hand touches your right knee. Rotate now your heart up towards the sky. Lift your heels. Squeeze the base of your palms, widen your shoulders. Lower your heels, come back to center. V-vector your arms, lift your heels, rotate them in, touch down, globe, dome, bright. Heart pumps forward. And then bend your left knee, lengthen your right leg long. Bend your right knee, lengthen your left knee long. Stag leaps. See if you can get your tailbone up to the sky. Pelvic floor shines to the sky. Belly shines to the back of your mat. Pelvic floor to the sky, tailbone up towards your top of your head. Belly expresses back. Upper ribs stay lifted away from the earth. Recovery pose, lift your heels. And then step forward right. Rotate. Facing the long edge of your mat. Horse pose. Transitioning to tribal. Side coil, hips back, heart forward. Right heel in. Then lower your right forearm down. Left hand ecstasy. Side body's long, then front body long. Side body's long, then front body long. Keep your hips rooted back behind your heart as you open up. The space between your right forearm and your right shoulder is wide, pushing away from your right knee, and then lift up, switch sides, right heel in, left heel for triangle. Keep your hips back and then rotate, right heel back, horse pose, facing the long edge of your mat, pulsing hips side to side, ecstasy arms. Lift your right heel, rotate right heel out, right knee in, right femur bone goes back towards the back of your hamstring, and then coil to the left, left forearm comes down, push your left forearm down, lift the left side of your ribs away from your left knee. Side body's long, then front body long. Left elbow lifts up, and then rotate, heart towards the front of your space, or towards the long edge of your mat. Rooting at your hips and extending your belly. On an exhale, squeeze your belly in to get more length. Then come back to center, dome. Slide right. Right knee forward. And then here, side view. So tribal stance, side coil from side view. Right knee in, right heel out, right hip back. Right hand on the right ear, and then your forearm is going to be parallel to the earth. Forearms parallel to the earth, horizon eyes. Send your hips back, heart forward, then coil to the left. Left forearm comes down. You get so much more length here if you go hips back, heart forward, then coil. Then rotate your heart forward, lengthening your right side. So right hip back, right shoulder forward. Then come back to center and switch sides. Lift your left heel in, left heel out, left knee in, left femur bone back, hips back, heart forward, then coil, right forearm down, left hand ecstasy. Left hip back, left shoulder forward, lengthening your front body, and then open up your heart towards the front of your space. Opening up your front belly, so squeezing on an exhale there, you can see. Open mouth, exhale, squeeze your belly. You'll get even more length, and even squeeze all the way down from the base of your pelvis, so even your low belly. And even softening your throat, you can see. Left hand on your throat, softening, getting even more length. Come back to center, V-vector your arms, elbows in the front plane. Touch down, left knee, dome, slide right, come to the tops of your thighs. Right knee lifts, press your right knee forward, right toes back. So here you're just feeling that sensation of pushing from the base of your foot, the mound of your foot, engaging all the way up into your right hip. Dig, drag left, left knee lifts, left knee forward and wide, and then pulsing. So you feel your femur bone going back towards your hamstring and wide into your hip, getting that big, long pulse, springing your bow. Left knee comes down, forearms come down, pinky edge first, then your elbow, pinky edge first, then your elbow, two seed hands. Lift your heart. Keep your upper ribs lifted away from the earth as much as possible. Upper ribs lift away from the earth. Dig, drag right. Same thing here. Feeling that sense of when you push your foot, dig, drag here, then your right hip lifts up. Pushing out, lifting up, right knee forward. And you just do a little bit of a momentum there. And then right knee or right toes touch your left knee for infinity legs. Keep earth foot digging, dragging still. Pubic bone goes back up over your head. Belly expresses towards the back of your space. Squeeze the base of your palms to widen your shoulders. And then come down for the opposite side. Forearms touch down. This time interlace hands. Pinky edges flat. Tuck your toes, lift your knee, crouching sphinx. Pull your heart forward. So really lift your heart, your rib cage up above the earth. And then pulse. Dig, drag left. Left knee. Really push your left knee forward and feel how your left hip will lift up. When you push your left knee forward, left hip lifts. And then right knee lifts, right toes lift. For infinity, left toes, touch your right. Bicycle. Yeah, so here bicycling, digging and dragging, still keeping your knees down, hips high, heart really full, rotating at your belly, at your low rib, so keeping your belly nice and soft and long. Straddle, crouching sphinx straddle. Dig, drag even here with your feet, getting more extension out of your hips, your belly. Come back to center, touch down with your toes, come down to your knees, come to the fronts of your thighs, and then push your femur bones back. Come to the front of your elbows and army crawl yourself forward. Crawl forward on your elbows, keeping your hips pushing back. Getting your belly super, super long, then come to your forearms. Stretching your belly here, top of your head, heart pull forward, hips pull back. So from the base of your pelvis all the way forward, root, and then rise, root, rise, root. On an exhale, squeeze your belly in, right ear to right shoulder, left ear to left shoulder, right rib cage wide, left rib cage wide, right hip wide, left hip wide, finding serpentine movement in your spine. Dig, drag right, dig, drag left, and then come down to your hip, seated side spiral. Off fours, hop to the front of your space, globe hands touch. Honoring the bowspring practice, our capacity to grow your heart space. Dome hands, radiant heart, hips back, bowing to your heart space. I honor each one of you radiant beings. Namaste, my friends.